Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into an incredible story of corporate warfare. It's about one of the biggest product launches in history, and the act of corporate sabotage that was so brilliant, it's now the stuff of business school legend. Okay, so get this. In 1992, Pepsi launches this new product, and it just takes America by storm. We're talking nearly $500 million in sales in its very first year, an absolute blockbuster. But then, less than a year later, it completely vanished from the shelves. Just gone. Time magazine even called it one of the biggest failures of all time.
So what on earth happened? Well, here's the thing. This wasn't just a simple product flop. No way. This was an assassination, and it was carefully, brilliantly orchestrated by Pepsi's biggest rival. The question is, how did Coca-Cola do it?
All right, to understand how Coca-Cola pulled this off, we have to go back in time. We're heading to the early 1990s, a time when a really kind of bizarre marketing fad was sweeping the nation. It was called the clear craze, and the whole idea behind it was super simple. If a product was clear, transparent, it must be pure. It must be healthy and free of all that artificial junk. And I mean, this trend was everywhere. You had beer companies doing it. Procter & Gamble made their soap clear. Nintendo released a translucent Game Boy. Even Apple jumped on the bandwagon with a clear iMac. Everyone went clear.
Now, all of this was happening right at the peak of the cola wars. I mean, the soft drink market was an absolute battleground. And Pepsi, they were desperate for any kind of edge that could help them finally overtake Coke.
So Pepsi sees this clear craze and thinks, aha, this is our chance. They rushed Crystal Pepsi to market, but in that rush, they totally overlooked two fatal flaws. Okay, so the first problem was a technical one. You see, those cool clear bottles, they offered zero protection from sunlight, from UV light, and that sunlight could actually mess with the ingredients and totally change the flavor of the drink.
And this wasn't some minor thing. Pepsi's own head of R&D warned them about it. He literally said that the sunlight exposure made the drink taste, like shoe polish. Yikes.
But honestly, that wasn't even the biggest problem. The real killer was a psychological one. It was a total mismatch between what the product looked like and what it actually was. Think about it. Consumers saw this crystal clear liquid and thought, oh, this must be pure and healthy. But then they took a sip and got a sugary, full-calorie soda. It looked like seltzer water, but it tasted just like regular Pepsi. It created this total disconnect in their brains. It was confusing. And that confusion, that was the exact weakness Coca-Cola was waiting for. They saw this opening and decided to weaponize it with one of the most ruthless and daring corporate strategies ever conceived. They used what's now known as a kamikaze strategy. And yeah, it's named after exactly what you think. The whole point is to take down your enemy, even if it means you have to destroy yourself in the process. It's a strategy of mutual destruction. So, what was Coke's weapon? Their sacrificial lamb, so to speak? It was a new clear soda called Tab Clear. And the plan was just brilliantly brutal. It was a 4-step takedown. Step 1, launch Tab Clear, so it looks almost identical to Crystal Pepsi. Step 2, intentionally position Tab Clear as a diet drink that also happens to taste bad. The goal? To create mass confusion. Consumers wouldn't know what a clear cola was even supposed to be anymore. And finally, step 4, poison the entire category, making everyone sick of clear colas altogether. But here's the truly genius part. They didn't call it Coke Clear. No, they launched it under the Tab brand, which was an older, kind of less important product line for them. This meant Coca-Cola could insulate its main brand from all the damage. It's like they built a bomb, lit the fuse, and made absolutely sure only Pepsi would get caught in the blast. So, did it work? Oh, you better believe it worked. It worked perfectly. The combination of Crystal Pepsi's own problems and Coke's kamikaze attack, it was absolutely lethal. Consumer confusion just went through the roof. People got tired of the whole gimmick and just stopped buying any clear colas. Sales for Crystal Pepsi absolutely tanked. Retailers didn't want it anymore. And just like that, Pepsi had to pull it from the market. It was over. So, what can we learn from all this? Well, the first big takeaway is this.
Chasing a trend can be really dangerous. Pepsi rushed a product that was fundamentally flawed just to ride a marketing wave, and boy, did they pay the price for it. And the second takeaway is just as important. If you confuse your customers, you're going to lose them, period. Your product's positioning, what it is, has to be, well, crystal clear. This whole story leaves us with a pretty fascinating question. Coke's strategy was absolutely ruthless, there's no doubt about it. But it was also kind of brilliant. It really makes you wonder, right? In the cutthroat world of business, is all fair in love and war?